Hey everybody, here we are for round one. We lost the die roll, so we're playing second, and we have a fairly keepable hand. We've got two 3-drops competing for the space, plus a removal, but we've got some land, so I'm pretty happy with it, so I'll keep. And let's see what we're up against. Black, eh? Well, there's our Trail of Mystery, so we've got a 2-drop at least. No morph to follow it up with on turn 3 just yet, though. Black, blue. Tigum scheming. Interesting play. Don't see that being used all that often. So he's gonna keep something out of the top 5 cards of his hand, and the other 4 are gonna show up here in his graveyard. Or actually, sorry, Tigum scheming, of course, you can put some of them back on top of the library too. I always forget about that. So maybe he's just using this as an index. Which is not really what you want to do. Well, haven't seen anything hit the graveyard or the top of his library just yet. Waiting for him to put cards on top of his library, so I assume that means he's choosing the card to go into his hand. Alright, he put 1 card back on top. And then all of them back on top. Okay. Interesting. Interesting play. Not what I would recommend people do. Let's pop out this Trail of Mystery and pass the turn. We did not draw a morph, but we drew something on our curve. So that's decent. Well, he has set up his next 5 turns. I hope they're good ones. Jungle Hollow. Sure thing. And pass him the turn. Cool. Keep that up. I'm all for it. So Abzan Beastmaster, and if he doesn't play anything, I get to draw a card. Or Jeskai Wind Scout, and I can start hitting him for 2, regardless of what he plays, most likely. Let's go with the Wind Scout. And then next turn we can Jin, I think. Well, he's hitting his land. So I fully expect a 4-drop here. Or not. Passes the turn. So is he holding something up? Well, we'll attack in and find out. Doesn't appear to be holding anything up, so let's keep going in the air. Maybe he held up a counterspell? Am I going to get Disdainful Stroke? Nope. End of my turn. Are we going to see something? We're going to see something. And it's a 3-drop apparently. Sultai Charm is going to blow that up. Sure thing. Totally okay with you using up a pretty solid removal spell on that. Five-drop. Down comes a Rotting Mastodon. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll just continue flying over. I also guess Abzan Beastmaster is never gonna do anything at all. We have ways to tap it down eventually, so I guess we'll play out. I guess we'll play out the Sultai Flare. Rotting Mastodon, eh? Passes the turn, keeping mana up. So presumably something's gonna happen. But let's swing in the air. Oh, I should have written to being first, eh? That probably would have been the smarter move. So maybe we just hold right of being back a turn and bring down Scion instead. And pass the turn back. Okay, very strange. Very strange. Kin Tree Invocation. I see what the Mastodon's for. The Mastodon is to make an 8/8. Well, he's only on 5 mana. So, Singing Bell Strike is sounding pretty good to me. So that's all he's gonna do. We hit a land, so I am going to Singing Bell Strike the Spirit Warrior. Get a prowess. Gonna write into being, get another prowess trigger. And, ooh, Charger or Tuskguard Captain. I will throw down the Charger. And Tuskguard Captain can go on... I mean, he's not going to get through that Mastodon. So I guess I'll throw him on the bottom. And we get to go get a land anyway, so he's going to be shuffled away. We'll get that mountain. And then we will get in for an amount. Presumably 6. Which will actually represent lethal next turn with Icy Blast. Not too shabby. He's going to block the flare, sure thing. Pass the turn. So if he plays a land, he could untap the Spirit Warrior. But that would be awesome because he'd be tapped out and I can just blast the team. He's going to force away the Sultai Flare. And he's going to get to loot. Now, does that stop me from having lethal? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when it flips. So no, I still have lethal. Still have lethal. I'd just like to see these last 3 lands get tapped. Threw away a Snowhorn Rider. Interesting. Okay, I don't have to cast Icy Blast. I assume a blocker of some sort is being cast after combat, right? Playing a land. And passing the turn. That's interesting. I will attack in with everything and ask him what he has. Well, apparently nothing, so we're going to turn him up for his morph cost by revealing Sultai Flare, which he knows that I have. We will give him Trample. He'll get +2/+2 off Trail of Mystery. And that's lethal right there. And we got it. Alright, cool. Not sure what was going on in that game entirely, but our deck seemed to fire on almost all of its engines. I've got a force away already for the token, so I'm pretty okay just jumping right back in. Alright, so we're playing first again. We've got 3 lands. We've got a Morph, a Savage Punch, right into being a Jeskai Wind Scout. That is one heck of a nice hand. So, keeping that. Leads with an island. Sure thing. We will match that island. We draw a Reality Shift, too. Cool. Two-drop. What you got? Tag him scheming again. Alright. Set up your next 5 turns and make them good ones. Our opponent is actually throwing away some cards. They threw away 2 islands and a Rite of Serpent so far. It means he's only putting a single card back on top of his library and drawing 1. Well then. Maybe he's learned, maybe he's learned. Pass the turn. Icy Blast. Not quite the Trail of Mystery I was hoping for, but that's fine. Next turn, I don't know if we'll do Aven, Rite, or Wind Scout. It'll strongly depend on what happens here, of course. Jeskai Infiltrator, eh? Well, if you want manifests that bad, you can have one right now. I don't want to deal with the Infiltrator. I think I'll just manifest myself here. Get to scry, get to set up my next turn. I get to make that next turn a land, which is nice, so we will manifest the Djinn. Put that on top to draw and pass the turn. So we could on-manifest him next turn. We can morph, we can Wind Scout, we can punch, we can do a lot of things. He plays a tap land. Comes in with his 2/2. Mine's more valuable than yours. I'm willing to bet, so I'll take the 2. Interesting, it went red there for a second. It went red there for a second, which means that is a creature, because he must have clicked on it. Gonna have to test that on my own. Let's pretend to on-manifest here. I have a feeling that must be a creature then. Meringue River Prowler. Okay. Not too much of a concern, really. I will, I think, just pass the turn and on-morph the Lotus Path Djinn to block. The real question is, how big is that creature? Coming in with the River Prowler and the Manifest. So I'm going to block with the Manifest. See what he says. He says that's fine, so let's make my Manifest live. Oh, I guess it's just red when it's attacking, isn't it? Okay, it was just a Treasure Cruise. Alright, so I read that wrong. I thought I had a bit of info that I didn't. But hey, getting rid of Treasure Cruise, that's totally fine. A morph, eh? Well. I think what we're gonna do is what are we gonna do? We could force away the morph, find out what it is, cost him a turn. He's off a land. After which I could punch the Prowler and then get in for a fair bunch. He is at 21. I think I'd rather see that morph later on. In fact, I think I'll just hold him back so that we can potentially block. Actually, since I can only cast that Forced Away, I really should have played out the Aven or the Wind Scout. That was a misplay, but oh well. He is hitting his lands. So we saw some Abomination of Gaduls go by. Presumably that's one of them. Sultai Soothsayer, eh? So he gets to take a card and then mill the other 3. Seems good. I know a dead drop went by as well. I need to be very careful about that. Throws away a swamp, and a Force Away. Alright. Doesn't attack with River Prowler. That doesn't seem quite right. Do I bounce the Morph now? No, I don't. Ugh, I don't know what his deck is doing. It's difficult to play against. Alright, he's tapped out. Let's just punch that Morph. And maybe I bounce the Soothsayer back to his hand. That will let me loot, and it'll make the Djinn pretty darn big. Yeah, let's do that as well. Let's bounce the Soothsayer back. Get another Prowess trigger, make it a 4/5, it'll become a 6/7. I get to loot. I will loot away the... I guess the Teamer Charger. He becomes quite big. He kills off a Woolly Loxodon. Pretty happy about that. And we're going to bash in for 6. Take him to 15. So, is he just going to play Soothsayer again? Looks like it. Yeah, he sure is. So he's going to knock another 4 cards off of his library. I'm going to be super careful about playing around Dead Drop. And I'm just going to go to the skies, I think. So let's see what he's going to throw away. He throws away a second Taigem Scheming, a Jeskai Rune Mark, and a Dutiful Return. Strange, strange deck you're playing here. Meringue River Prowler's going to come in as he should have last turn. Totally fine with that. I guess I kind of need to pick it up and win here in 7 turns. So, we didn't draw a land, which I really kind of wanted. So I think we are going to attack in for 2. Keep this race a-going. And I will morph down this Ice Feather Raven that I unfortunately can't unmorph, but oh well. He's getting a goodly amount of mana. 5 cards in hand. 2 of which were explicitly chosen out of a pile of 8. guessing one of them was probably the Woolly Loxodon. But let's see what happens. We've got the Icy Blast to hopefully get us through for the last little bit that we'll need. He's coming in with both. I have to take the 4 here, unfortunately. And what are we going to see? Hopefully something with a lot of mana and no enter the battlefield effect. And that way we can just bounce it with the Avon. We can take him to 9. Snapback will take me to 6. Well, he is tapping out. Oh, he's tapping out for a throttle. Crap. Well, I can't bounce a throttle now, can I? Mind Scour Dragon, I can't cast you. We are gonna get in for 2. Take him to 11. And then cast a Longshot Squad, I guess? Attempt to blank out that Soothsayer. Yeah, let's do that. So I've got 5 turns with that Prowler down. He's coming in with just the Prowler, so that's good to see. Taking me to 8. Come on, something big's got to come down, right? Something big, like a Kintry Invocation. Sure thing. So I could tap everything down now. Get in for 6. Take him to 5. Have lethal on board. Yeah, let's do it. Let's tap those down, turn him off for the next turn. Get a prowess trigger out of it. Ooh, he's got a response, eh? 4 mana. Ooh, he's gonna blow up the Djinn. That's a pain. Well, that's gonna change things around a fair bit. We're gonna get in for this 3. Oh, I misread Icy Blast. I misread Icy Blast. You need Ferocious for it to freeze them, don't you? You sure do. Good game. Good game. You got me on the misread. That sucked. Learn to read the cards. It will definitely help you out. So, I mean, we should have been okay there. It's just we didn't draw stuff and didn't play stuff. I really wish I had just seen the dead drop in his deck, because I feel like that's what he was playing towards, but I don't know. Yeah. Don't know that I have that much to put in. Disdainful Stroke, I didn't really see anything that I would want to Disdainful Stroke. Because Kintry Invocation is only 2. Maybe we just kind of need to save that Force away for the Kintry. Yeah. Let's just jump back in and try to play a little bit better. Ooh, we're the last match already. I will play first, because I haven't had a chance to do that. 3/3 drops. Kind of a pain. No red for that, but, you know, it's better than what could happen. Wow, down to 6. Immediately down to 6. That's what I like to see. So depending on what he plays, I'll probably lead with the Grizzly, just to threaten to get in for a whole lot. Thornwood Falls, sure thing. Ooh, Mountain too. So Winterflame's going to be online. Play a land, tag him scheming. I know how this goes. Tap, tap. No tag him scheming. That's just crazy. Alpine Grizzly. Let's threaten to finish this off quickly. Depending on plays, we may Winterflame something away, we may Right Into Being, we may Longshot Squad, who knows? I'd love to see a turn 3 tag him scheming here. Morph. I won't Winterflame that. I'll attack into it, because everything I've seen I would love to trade with Alpine Grizzly. Oh, he is willing to block it. Sure. Snowhorn Rider. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we are going to Right Into Being, I guess. What do we get? Sign of Glaciers, Reality Shift. Well, let's throw down the Scion and put the Reality Shift on top. Scion is blue to activate, right? Yeah, not colorless. He's not a Morphling. No plays, okay. So are we facing down removal of some sort? Well, I'll get in for 2. And then I will throw down a Wind Scout. Keep up Reality Shift. I would possibly Reality Shift my own creature if he played removal on it. It wouldn't be the best play, but it would be a play. Alright, I want to start getting in for good damage. And winding this down a little bit. Jeskai Infiltrator, eh? I guess. I'll let that be for the time being. Ice Feather Aven. Sure. Let's cast it face down. I will swing in the air for 2. Well, if I'm going to Reality Shift that next turn, maybe I just Reality Shift it now and get the extra damage. Yeah, let's do that. Goodbye, Infiltrator. Hello, Manifest. The next turn, ideally, we draw a land, and then I can Winterflame the Manifest and on-morph my Aven. That would allow for a 7-point swing. No attacks, no nothing, passes the turn. Fine by me. There's our land, so we are going to Winter Flame and tap it. Just for good measure. Get a prowess trigger. He's thinking about what to do. It dies. It's a dutiful return. Cool. So, I see no reason not to swing in for 7. Right down to 9. Awesome. I can hopefully bounce whatever he takes his turn to play. Sultide Charm. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. Sure thing. Sure thing. Discards a Disdainful Stroke. Okay. He's got a full hand of 7. I've got a empty hand of 1. I feel like the smarter play for him would be to play 2 blockers. But I'd love to see him play 1. Just one big one. That's one big one. That is one big one. Swamp, Island, and Rotting Mastodon into the graveyard. And we're gonna bounce that. Yes, I want to use his ability. Island. So we could actually get in for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't know if I necessarily want to do that. I think I'd prefer just to go even wider. So he's got to play a number of blockers, one of which is a flyer or kill a flyer. I don't see any of that really happening. So I think we may have this. Unless we get hit with a surprise Crux of Fate or something. Which would be all kinds of awful. One blue and a whole bunch of delve. Is he treasure cruising? He is treasure cruising. He is looking for an answer. An answer on 5 mana. Don't think one exists. He could debilitating. Yep, there we go. We just win it. So we're 7-0, so that's awesome. We were the last match by far. So I will see you very shortly for round 2.